Okay, I'm back at Crazy Uncle Joe's workshop here, and what I'd like to do is show you how to clean up your internal cut design. So this is one that I had done earlier, and it needs a little cleanup. You still see the papers on the outside edge, but I want to show you how to use a jeweler's file, also known, also known as a needle file. Okay, needle file. Okay, jeweler's files. There's various forms of them. This is a regular, it's about 6-inch jeweler's file. Maybe 7. Okay. Anyway, this is a flat file. Okay, and there's different shapes and sizes. I've got a half round, and different applications for different files, and I'll kind of walk you through it. Okay, I got a couple of the same ones. This file has flat edges on the back. Okay. So if you get into file one area, you don't scratch up something else you've already done. It's kind of nice. And then in places you can't reach with those, I have some smaller files, whole sets of them. And you'll notice all my files have little tape balls or handles on them. Sometimes it's putty, sometimes it's just duct tape. And I just put that on there so that it doesn't dig into my hand when I'm working. If you wanted to do that with your files, I suppose you could. But since you're sharing with friends, you decide. Alright, anyway, so I'm ready to move on and get the other tools out of the way, and you'll notice that I have this piece in a little vise. Now if you don't have a vise, you can hold it up against your bench pin, hold it up against the edge of the table. Try not to hit the table with the file, because you'll ruin your finish on your table. Something to think about. Anyway, I'll start with the outside of the edge, and you'll notice I have a curve, continuous curve all the way around. And there's high spots and low spots along that curve. And so in order to do the filing, I don't want to go straight across with a file. I want to work across and down that edge all the way around. Now, see, it's kind of flimsy up here, so I might drop it in a little bit deeper just to make sure that it doesn't move. Now, I have leather on the inside of the vise so it doesn't damage the piece. If you don't have leather on your vise, if you want to do this at home, a couple pieces of leather. I use some Goop E6000 adhesive, whatever you can find. Glue that leather right on there. And now I'm going to go right across and down that edge continuously until I don't see any dips in this file, this filed edge. Come back, start again. A little part here, I want to get that. Looks pretty good. I would just continue, went all the way around. And I've done quite a bit on this already, so I'm taking most of the big dips out. There's a little bump there. I'll work my way around. Oh, a little high spot right there, I can feel it. And all the way down and across. So I'm moving forward and across at the same time. So that's the action, forward and across at the same time. Alright, now I have some of these internal spaces that I have to work on and clean those up. If you have a flat area or a flat space, it's okay to use a flat file. Now, this is fairly flat. Now, edges are rough, so you'll be careful. If you're getting in here and you don't want to mess up the legs on the bison, I can go to this file where it's smooth on the outside edges. So I get this in here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to work my way across and down. And any rough areas will be smoothed out in there. Then I have a couple spaces that this file won't fit. It gets stuck. So I will swap out and go to a smaller file. I think I have that same very same file in a smaller form. I know I have one. Whether it's here or not is another question. But either way, alright, I'll use this one. It'll work. It'll fit. No, can't use that one. There we go. I think I can fit this in there. Will this little guy fit in there? Yeah, he'll fit in there. This is a triangular file. It does fit in there, but you got to be careful because the edges stick up and they're kind of pointy. It might hit that leg. See, it's kind of hitting the leg there. Going across. I can use the very tip of it. Not a lot of pressure with this. You can break these little guys really easy. Pick it up each time. Come back. Pick it up. Come back. Okay, got that pretty good. And I'll do this section here while I'm here. You can see it already smoothing it out a bit. I'll zoom in a little so you can see up close maybe a little more what I'm doing. The camera will sit where I want it to. It'll be even better. Okay. There we go. Come back. There. Looks pretty good. Okay. Cleaned it up pretty nicely. And then I have this curve to go to. And I would go with, again, a smaller file. Find one that's kind of half round, like this one. It's rounded on one side. You probably can't see in videos. Not real clear. It's rounded on this side, flat on this side. So now I'm in a curved area. I'm going to turn this so it's down slightly. And I can get in here now, and I can go across. And I get to a point where I can't get in there all the way. I'm going to show you a little trick to clean that up. There it goes. How do you get that out of there? Well, there's a will, there's a way. So, and sometimes you need a little pointer. So here it comes. All right, the pointer is this. I got a space in here that I need to get into to clean up back in here, and it's going to be tight getting into that space, clear up in there. So, one of the ways I want to move this over a little bit to the side. Get it in the vise. There we go. I gotta get the bison's head. There's foot in there anyway. Okay, good. That should stay. I'm going to take a piece of sandpaper. I've cut a little strip of sandpaper. And this is probably 500 grit. 400, 500, whatever you got. Okay, 220, 221, whatever it takes. And I'll slide this in here. I was just kidding, that's a joke. Don't use anything with 200, that's way too rough a grit. That was from a movie, Mr. Mom. Anyway, it's talking about electricity. We're talking about sandpaper, so you want to stay above 400 grit. Put that in your notes, above 400 grit. Okay. And all the way up into this corner, and you can see I can clean this up really nice into the corner. Hard to reach in there, a little file, but sandpaper slides right through those little spaces nicely. Alright, so that's a little tech tip today. Alright, so I cleaned it up, and now I'm ready for sanding the entire surface. And once I get it sanded, then I can buff it. So I'll do a little sanding and buffing demo next. Coming up next. All right.